Have you ever felt like every door is closed? Have you ever felt like you're in a black hole and you can't seem to get out? If that's the case, then today's name is for you. Al-Fattah, the opener. Why is it that we're learning Allah's names? Because to know Him is to love Him. How can we claim we love someone we don't know? The most beautiful way to know Allah is through His beautiful names. So each day we'll be discovering one name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because once we know Him, we can't help but fall in love with Him. And once we fall in love with Him, the way we show up in our life will be different. And as a result, we'll be aiming for the beautiful station and the beautiful level of ihsan, which is to worship Allah as though you can see Him. أن تعبد الله كأنك تراه. Bismillah, let's begin. Hajar alayhi salam, the wife of Ibrahim alayhi salam, had a very difficult test. Allah had ordered Ibrahim to leave his wife and his newborn baby in the middle of the desert. And that was an extremely hard test for Ibrahim to do that. Hajar alayhi salam asked Ibrahim, did Allah order you to do this? And he told her yes. And she was like, well, then go. What does that go to show? Hajar alayhi salam has full trust that she's got Allah. Hajar alayhi salam has full trust that Allah has got her back. That if she has Allah, then she is sufficient. She is okay. She is all good. That if she has Allah, everything's going to be all right. She'll be looked after. And so Hajar alayhi salam was in the desert with her newborn baby, and I can't imagine how difficult that was. I've lived in the UAE for quite some time, so I've seen how harsh the desert is, and to imagine me with my baby alone in the desert, that just sounds so terrifying to me. So subhanAllah, she was in the middle of the desert with her baby and she runs out of resources. And instead of saying, oh, that's it, this is what Allah's written for me, khalas, what can I do? I'm going to die. And why did Ibrahim leave me? And it's all Ibrahim's fault and blah, blah. She could have felt sorry for herself and given up. And as a result, her and her baby could have died. But she does something really incredible. She depends upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but takes action at the same time. So instead of feeling sorry for herself, she gets up and she takes strategic action. What does strategic action mean? She doesn't just run around in circles. She actually uses her brain and says, okay, well, there's 2 mountains nearby. I'm going to climb up these mountains. I'm going to run up these mountains. And I'm going to look to see if I can find anyone and then wave them down. So that's what she does. She runs between Safa and Marwa 7 times. And that's so significant because in our life, when we go through a difficult situation, instead of feeling like, oh, it's not written for me, what's the point, blah, blah, blah. What if we got up and started taking strategic action? Started depending upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but also putting in effort, saying, Ya Allah, I am trying really hard. Ya Allah, help me. And so subhanAllah, Allah Al-Fattah, the opener, opens for her a way out that she would have never imagined. Under the feet of her baby boy, Zamzam appears, the well of Zamzam, the spring of Zamzam that me and you drink right now when we go to Umrah, subhanAllah, appears. And that's so significant. If you think about it, Allah Al-Fattah opens for us ways we can never imagine. That's His signature move. When He opens a door, He doesn't open it just in a little way. He opens it in grand ways. So what do we learn from this beautiful, timeless story? Is that we need to be more like Hajar. Yes, we need to put in the effort, and we need to trust Allah, and we need to trust that He was going to open the door for us. Al-Fattah, He's going to open for us a beautiful door in a way that we can never imagine. Why is it that we do the sa'i when we go to Hajj and Umrah? We literally have to walk the footsteps of Hajar alayhi salam. Literally. Why do we have to literally walk her footsteps? Because Allah is reminding us to also walk her path. We have to walk the steps of a woman that lived thousands of years ago, not just literally in our life, but also metaphorically. We need to be more like Hajar. So it's so incredible that man, woman, child, whoever goes to Umrah and Hajj has to be more like Hajar alayhi salam. And so what does this beautiful name mean? Al-Fattah is the one that opens doors. Allah is the owner of every door, every key, and the timing of the opening of each door. It's so beautiful. You can't open an open door. So what does that go to show? That Allah purposely closes doors for us so that we can run to Him. To think that I opened this door, or I set up this business, or I made my first million, or I gave birth to my kid. We can say that we did all of this, right? But ultimately, who gives us the strength and the power and the resources? It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So be foolish to think that it's just you that did all of these things in your life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Al-Fattah, truly opened those doors for you and gave you those resources. Al-Fattah, the opener. This beautiful name reminds us that we're in so much need of Allah. So if we are waiting for marriage to happen, waiting to have that kid, waiting for that job to happen, we need to run to Al-Fattah. We need to knock on his door. It shows us how much we're in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are abd, which means we're a servant. To think that we can do anything without Allah is foolish. And so the more we knock on that door, the more we realize how in need we are of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah opens a door, nobody can close it, and no one else can open a door that's closed except for Allah. So what does that go to show? We are in desperate need of Allah always. So go to Al-Fattah. If there's a dua that you've been wanting for many years, if there is a door that's been closed for a long time, if you can't see a way out, if you're going through a hardship, run to Al-Fattah, knock on his door in this beautiful night of Ramadan and say, Ya Allah, I'm at your door. Ya Allah, I'm in desperately need of you. But do your part at the same time. So yes, call upon him and then also take action like Hajr alayhi salam. If you've loved today's name, I'd love to hear from you. Feel free to reach out to me on YouTube or Instagram and tell me what you're loving and resonating from this name. And until tomorrow, Assalamu alaikum.
قل يجمع بيننا ربنا ثم يفتح بيننا بالحق وهو الفتاح العليم